In the dim light of their home, the sisters summoned Kwami's spirit. He appeared, the ghostly figure carrying a load of unresolved feelings. Despite their fear, Nia and Amma demanded answers about the disturbances in the village. As Kwamis Ghost spoke, the sisters learned about a past betrayal that led to his death. He sought revenge. Kwamis Ghost explained that the sisters' jealousy became a tool for his revenge. Nia and Amma, feeling a mix of sympathy and fear. In a little village named Mbaya, surrounded by hills and trees, Nia and Amma lived peacefully. The village was so calm that even the leaves on the trees seemed to tell happy stories. Life in Mbaya was easy, and everyone knew what to expect each day. Nia, a young woman who loved to laugh, and Amma, an older person full of wisdom, made Mbaya a warm and happy place. Every morning, villagers gathered in the middle of the village to share stories and laughs as the sun rose, painting the sky with pretty colors. But one day, things started to change. A guy named Kwami came to Mbaya. He had a charming smile and brought something different with him. Kwami settled in a small hut on the edge of the village, and that's when things got a bit strange. Nia and Amma, curious about Kwami, felt a weird feeling. It was like the calm village was getting a little shaken up. The other villagers also sensed that something wasn't quite right. Even though they were friendly to Kwami, there was a strange feeling in the air. As Kwami stayed in Mbaya, the village seemed different. Nia and Amma couldn't figure it out, but something was off. The happy routine of Mbaya started feeling a bit odd, like a song that doesn't sound quite right. The air in Mbaya felt like something was about to happen, and not everyone was sure if it would be good. The village, once a very peaceful place, now felt uncertain. Kwami's smile made people wonder if the calm days of Mbaya were turning into something else. As Kwami settled into Mbaya, his arrival was like a splash of color in a world accustomed to shades of calm. His charismatic smile spread like sunshine, capturing the attention of everyone, especially Nia and Amma. The sisters, drawn to Kwami's charm, found themselves unknowingly competing for his affections. Kwami, with his easygoing nature, became a central figure in the village. His stories flowed like a gentle river, captivating the villagers' hearts. Nia, always lively and full of energy, was quick to laugh at Kwami's jokes and enjoy his company. Amma, wise and reserved, found herself intrigued by the tales that Kwami spun. As days passed, the seeds of jealousy began to sprout in the hearts of the two sisters. Nia, accustomed to being the center of attention, felt a pang of unease as she noticed Amma's quiet conversations with Kwami. Amma, on the other hand, couldn't ignore the playful banter between Nia and Kwami, and a sense of rivalry started to blossom. The once harmonious bond between Nia and Amma now bore the cracks of jealousy. The village, sensing the tension, became a silent witness to the growing competition for Kwami's affection. Every shared laugh, every stolen glance, fueled the flames of jealousy that threatened to engulf the sisters' relationship. Nia, usually carefree, found herself overthinking every interaction with Kwami. Amma, wise but vulnerable, questioned her own worth in the shadow of Nia's lively presence. The tranquility that once defined Mbaya now trembled under the weight of this unspoken rivalry. The villagers, initially captivated by Kwami's charm, now sensed the changing atmosphere. The once predictable days in Mbaya were replaced by a brewing storm of emotions. The air, once filled with laughter, now carried a subtle tension that made everyone wonder if the village was on the brink of something they couldn't quite understand. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows over Mbaya, the seeds of jealousy continued to grow, threatening to cast a dark cloud over the once peaceful. I want to express my deepest gratitude for joining me on this adventure. Thank you for being a part of the Royals community. If you haven't already, consider subscribing to stay connected and be the first to embark on future journeys with us. As the tension between Nia and Amma simmered, Mbaya faced a new challenge: unexplained accidents that haunted the sisters' home. Mysterious shadows seemed to dance in the corners, and unsettling whispers echoed through the night, leaving the village in an atmosphere thick with fear. The once cozy hut that Nia and Amma shared became a battleground for strange occurrences. Objects went missing, and wired sounds echoed through the walls. Villagers exchanged fearful glances, wondering if the peace that once defined Mbaya was slipping away. The whispers in the shadows only intensified the rivalry between the sisters. Nia, always on the edge due to the growing tension, questioned Amma's intentions with Kwami. Amma, feeling unfairly accused, couldn't understand why their once close bond was now strained by suspicion. Kwami, blissfully unaware of the escalating unease, continued to be the charming center of attention. The village, unaware of the sisters' growing rivalry, still welcomed Kwami with open arms, enchanted by his charismatic presence. The mysterious accidents in Nia and Amma's home became the talk of the village. Some whispered that it was the result of jealousy, while others blamed it on an unseen force unhappy with the changing dynamics. The air in Mbaya crackled with uncertainty, and the villagers started to avoid Nia and Amma, fearing that the strange happenings might spread. In the midst of this turmoil, Kwami remained a magnetic force, unknowingly pulling the strings that fueled the sisters' rivalry. His laughter and easy charm became a balm for the village, distracting them from the growing tension beneath the surface. As the sun dipped below the horizon each day, Mbaya felt like a village haunted by its own secrets. The once tranquil haven was now a place where shadows whispered and accidents lurked in the corners, leaving everyone on edge. The sisters, caught in a web of jealousy and fear, couldn't escape the growing darkness that surrounded them. The villagers, still captivated by Kwami's charm, remained oblivious to the storm brewing within their midst. The air in Mbaya grew heavier as the mysterious incidents in Nia and Amma's home persisted. Determined to find the truth, the sisters decided to dig into the old town records. They searched through dusty documents, hoping to find clues to the unsettling events that had gripped their once tranquil village. To their shock, they stumbled upon a document that sent shivers down their spines. Kwami had died years ago. The town records detailed a tragic accident that claimed his life, leaving behind a tale of unfinished business and a ghostly presence that lingered in the shadows. As the truth is exposed, Nia and Amma found themselves trapped in a web of emotions. Kwami's ghostly presence, drawn to the village by an unknown force, had used the sisters' jealousy as a conduit for a sinister agenda. The accidents, the whispers in the shadows, all were orchestrated by the ghost of Kwami, seeking to settle a score from the afterlife. The sisters, now aware of the evil force at play, were torn between fear and a sense of responsibility. Kwami's ghost seemed to feed off the jealousy that had grown between them, using it as a tool to manipulate the very fabric of their lives. Nia and Amma, determined to stop the strange happenings in Mbaya, bravely faced Kwami's ghost. The villagers went about their daily lives, unaware of the ghostly encounter about to unfold. In the dim light of their home, the sisters summoned Kwami's spirit. He appeared, the ghostly figure carrying a load of unresolved feelings. Despite their fear, Nia and Amma demanded answers about the disturbances in the village. Share this insightful video. Let's reach 1,000 subscribers together and empower more lives. As Kwami's ghost spoke, the sisters learned about a past betrayal that led to his death. He sought revenge, using the villagers as pawns in his vengeful plan. The sisters, caught in the middle, listened to a dark tale from Mbaya's history. Kwami's ghost explained that their jealousy became a tool for his revenge. Nia and Amma, feeling a mix of sympathy and fear, grappled with a past they had no part in but were now forced to confront. The confrontation grew more intense, each revelation adding to the uneasy atmosphere. Mbaya, once a peaceful village, faced a supernatural reckoning, with its fate tied to the ghost's quest for redemption. With the truth of Kwami's ghostly past revealed, Nia and Amma felt the weight of their village's fate on their shoulders. Realizing the consequences of their jealousy, the sisters knew they had to find a way to appease Kwami's restless spirit. In the quiet hours of the night, Nia and Amma huddled together, determined to undo the damage caused by their rivalry. The air in Mbaya was thick with tension as they planned a traditional African ritual, passed down through generations, believed to bring peace to troubled souls. The sisters, armed with ancient wisdom and a shared purpose, ventured into the heart of Mbaya where a sacred clearing awaited. The villagers, unaware of the supernatural struggle unfolding, continued their routines, oblivious to the resolution hanging in the balance. As Nia and Alma began the ritual, the atmosphere in the clearing shifted. The rhythmic beats of drums, the soft chants of ancient words, and the flickering glow of candles created a mystical ambience. The sisters, guided by tradition and a desperate hope for redemption, called upon the spirits to help Kwami find peace. The ghostly presence of Kwami hovered nearby, the shadows that once clung to him now trembling in the face of the ancient ritual. The air buzzed with an escalating tension as the sisters continued their plea for forgiveness, acknowledging their own faults and seeking to mend the wounds of the past. The sacred ritual seemed to tug at the very fabric of Mbaya, and for a moment, time stood still. The villagers, unaware of the supernatural drama unfolding, felt an unexplained hush settle over the village as if nature itself paused to witness the resolution. As the ritual reached its climax, a surge of energy enveloped the clearing. The ghostly figure of Kwami wavered, caught between the darkness and the light. The sisters, their hearts pounding, held their breath as the ritual's power sought to dispel the vengeful spirits that had taken hold of their once peaceful village. In the aftermath of the ancient ritual, a profound calm settled over Mbaya. The village, once plagued by shadows and whispers, now basked in the dawning light of a new day. Nia and Alma, their faces reflecting both exhaustion and relief, emerged from the sacred clearing. The air in Mbaya felt different, lighter, as if a heavy burden had been lifted. Villagers, who had been unknowingly entangled in the ghostly struggle, noticed a palpable change in the atmosphere. The unease that had lingered for so long began to dissipate. Nia and Alma, though physically drained, felt a renewed sense of unity. The sisters had learned a powerful lesson, that empathy and shared purpose could mend the most shattered bonds. As the news of Kwami's spirit finding peace spread through the village, the once divided community came together. That's a wrap. If you're hungry for more intriguing stories, check out our next video. Click here.